Hello, my friends. Welcome to the Fun Astrology Podcast. It's Tuesday, November 25th. Today is one of those deceptively quiet days, the kind that doesn't come with the flash of major aspects, but instead carries the low, steady hum of something forming beneath the surface. The week ahead is building towards a Venus-Uranus opposition on Saturday, and today's sky gives us the first tremors of that tension. So let's walk through the astrology of the day, and then I'll talk about why this moment is so important in the larger story of the Scorpio-Taurus axis. We begin the day with the moon in Capricorn, practical, focused on what matters and what will last. At 4:09 a.m., we get a sextile to Neptune in Pisces, dissolving the edges just a bit. There's a softness here, like the Capricorn moon suddenly remembering that it has a heart beneath the armor. If you wake up early or find yourself drifting in and out of sleep, this is a moment where intuition can slip in before the day fully begins. Then the moon goes void, of course, for an hour and 7 minutes, a quiet pause where the emotional tides aren't tethered to any new commitments, a small but meaningful rest. At 5:15 a.m. Eastern, the moon enters Aquarius, and the energy shifts from personal responsibility to collective awareness. The vibes get lighter, more mentally spacious, but more observant, as if we're stepping back and watching our own emotional patterns from a balcony. At 8:44 a.m. Eastern, the Aquarius moon conjuncts Pluto. This is a significant moment, even if it's brief. Aquarius is future-oriented, and Pluto deals with power, truth, and deep shifts. When they meet, we get a flash of insight, sometimes uncomfortable, sometimes empowering, that reveals why something in our life is changing or why something needs to. Pluto doesn't force the issue today, but it does reveal the pressure points. Then at 12:27 p.m., the moon forms a sextile to the sun in Sagittarius, offering clarity, neutrality, and the sense of whatever we have seen or felt earlier now can be held with perspective, no judgment, just understanding. While today is lunar, tomorrow picks up with Venus forming two beautiful trines, one to Jupiter in Cancer and one to Saturn in Pisces, creating the supportive wings of a kite formation in the sky. And then on Saturday, Venus opposes Uranus retrograde at 29 degrees of Taurus, the final opposition they'll make in the Scorpio-Taurus axis. That's why today feels like a soft rumble. The ground is preparing to shift. This opposition is the release point of the kite, the tension that gives the whole configuration its shape and meaning. So today's quietness, it's not emptiness or suspense. It's to understand the tension building towards Saturday. I want to bring in the imagery that I've been using for the Scorpio-Taurus axis. Imagine that Taurus is a stone, cold, ancient, and stable. The things that we hold on to, our habits, our comfort zones, our values, our resources, the ground we build life on. And Scorpio is the lava beneath that stone, molten truth, emotional pressure, instinct, desire, transformation. It's what moves in the dark, what builds heat over time. When Venus moves through Scorpio, she becomes the lava, aware of what's pressurized, what's ready to change. And when Uranus sits in the late degree of Taurus, he becomes the stone. Uranus in Taurus is the crack in the surface, the earthquake of realization, the shift of what we thought would never move. When these two oppose each other, the lava meets the stone. The surface and the underworld collide. Something that's been building internally presses against something externally rigid, and the tension reveals where change is not only possible but necessary. Saturday is the moment of contact. Today is the feeling of the heat rising. Because today is also all lunar, and because the moon is moving from earthly Capricorn to airy Aquarius, the message is simple. Notice what feels tight, notice what feels ready, and notice where the truth is rising beneath the surface. There's no demand to act today. That's not how foreshadowing works. Instead, this is about observation. It's about listening a layer deeper, about recognizing the contrast between what has solidified in your life and what's quietly transforming underneath it. Lava doesn't erupt today, but you can feel it. And when Venus reaches Uranus at the end of the week, that pressure point will become a breakthrough. So let this Tuesday be the day of gentle clarity, a day of listening without rushing, a day where you simply notice what wants more room and what wants less. Tomorrow will bring the supportive trines, the cosmic helpers. Saturday brings the release. Today brings the awareness. That's all I have for you on this beautiful Tuesday. Thomas and I will be together on the podcast tomorrow, and then I will be back with you on Thursday to talk all about Saturn going direct. So until then, much love. Talk soon.